Welcome back to the Hoop Chat. I'm Emily Austin, and here with me today is Baron Davis, former NBA player, now full-time legend. Thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
I know you have a busy schedule in New York, and I really appreciate you coming on. Since I last filmed, finally, hallelujah, Damian Lillard is on the Bucks. Are the Bucks now officially the best team in the NBA?
No, I think you still got to go with Denver. They're the champs. I think definitely a major addition to the Bucks. It makes them a different team, but you have to think that for a point guard, going to a team with a superstar, it's gonna be super dynamic. But they're gonna have to work and find their rhythm and chemistry, and it's gonna be a different type of basketball than they play with Drew Holiday. So point guards really kind of dictate, the style of how the team goes. So I think it'll take a minute for Giannis and Dame to really, Middleton, all them dudes to really gel the way they're supposed to.
Do you think they're going to give it that minute that it needs? Because
you have to. I mean, it's no pressure for them. They'll make the playoffs. Right now, it's you want to be right for the playoffs, because so many teams, are matched up alike and they play similar brand of basketball. When you got a team like this, Milwaukee won their championship, I think, when they were a 5th seed, and they got put out the playoffs every year when they were a 1 seed. You know what I mean? And so sometimes you need that. They're going to struggle throughout the season, be in tough games, lose some. Those are the games that are going to make you a better team.
Super early NBA predictions. Before the preseason, you don't have any. I mean, you think Denver is going to take it.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
I said Denver were last year's champs, so they have to be the favorite to defend their title. So it's still their title until they don't make the playoffs or somebody knocks them out of the playoffs.
Got you. Well, I am rooting for my Knicks, per usual, and we'll see how this season goes for us.
Yeah, I think the Knicks are going to have a good year.
You think so?
Yeah. They'll be good. They finished a good season. And I think that, now having that year experience under their belt with all those guys in rotation and kind of knowing their roles, I think they're going to be a lot better than they were last year.
Yeah. What do you think the season's going to be like with this whole Harden-Morey drama going on and Harden not even coming to media day?
I mean, obviously, a lot of blame is placed on Harden, but I mean, Daryl Morey has not done a great job since he's been in Philadelphia, and he kind of he's a numbers guy, he's a stat guy, but he's also he should be the one in the media. People are talking about more than I think James Harden. Whatever him and James are going through, obviously, I'm a look at it from a perspective of, why does the player want to leave? You know what I mean? Especially when they were so close to having, real success. And so, he called Daryl Morey a liar in public. And so I have to believe that Daryl Morey is a liar because, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see Philly. I just think that, they have not done the best job of making that team go. They obviously have Nick Nurse there, so they had a different coach. But they keep, Rubik's Cube in the team trying to make it work. And so, who knows what's going to happen in Philly. But, I do like their talent. I do like their team. And I thought with Harden last year that, they could have been the team to come out of the East.
Do you think that they have a chance without Harden?
I mean, who knows? Who knows who's going to step up? They do have talent. But, that 1-2 combination that Harden and Embiid had, I think that had a lot to do with, Embiid being the MVP this year.
Being a former Charlotte Hornet, even at some point New Orleans Hornet, did you see the Hornets New Jerseys this season?
Yeah, I got a chance to do a photo shoot with LaMelo Ball to reveal the jersey. So
you must really like it then.
It's hard. Of course, I played in those. Those are original. Those are dope.
What do you think about the new influencer collab? Do you think this is the start of a new influencer marketing campaign?
What
I think
is an influencer collab?
Mr. Beast is in on the jersey collab,
On which one?
the Hornets.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, shit, Mr. Beast is cool.
Mr. Beast is killing it, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Beast is cool.
What are your Hornets predictions this season?
I actually like the Hornets. Melo, a healthy Melo coming into the season. I just think that the kid is just, he exudes entertainment, basketball, and he makes basketball fun. And so you'll win a lot of games when your teammates are having fun.
Yeah.
And, it's just like he's a point guard that's gonna, I think he'll start redefining, the way point guards play, and he has his own style, so he's definitely a one-on-one. And so, I just like his style, and I think the way he plays and his style is going to propel that team to do, great things this year.
His shoes are called One of One.
Yeah, okay. There it is.
There it is. I thought it was so interesting and unique that in your 4th season, they totally relocated to the New Orleans. Now, being on the team, how difficult is that?
It's pretty difficult. You go into a new city, and you have to, you don't know if you have a fan base or not. You don't know where your fans are. You don't know where you're going to live. You don't know where you're going to practice.
Yeah.
It was a big adjustment, just being and going from Charlotte, going to a city like New Orleans, you know what I mean? Because Charlotte was, way low-key, and New Orleans was always something going on. So you had to, fight traffic sometime during Mardi Gras week or, some of the major events that was happening. But New Orleans was a great city. It was the vibe, you know what I mean? It was just that first year was a tough transition because, nobody knew what to do. And New Orleans was just a new city for even the people moving from Charlotte trying to help the team.
Do you think New Orleans is haunted?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
I think it got some of that, some of that residue, some of that fogginess, get caught up. Definitely a great backdrop for a horror movie.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I went to a haunted restaurant experience. I had to think some of it is staged, but I'd agree that there's definitely some spice, we can call it, in that city. Actually, right before you even got into the studio, you came from another meeting, and they like to call you the LA legend. You went to UCLA. You played for the Clippers. What does being a hometown hero mean to you?
A hometown hero? I don't know. I just think for me it's just like a responsibility of giving back, holding yourself accountable, being self-aware about your responsibilities and who you're reaching back to, who you're helping. You can't help everybody, but the best thing you can do is just try and be a good example and, try and give people the access that needed or the trampoline that they need to be successful, from a knowledge or a resource perspective. So,
what are some things you're passionate about right now?
I would say for me, just, telling stories, creating basketball stories, sports stories. And then on the business side, just connecting the dots, making sure that, the right people are in the room making, great decisions, and I'm a part of that.
That's awesome. In your long NBA career, you've received countless awards. Was there any in particular that meant something really special to you?
Anything, any award is special. I don't really know. I just feel like, I kind of played for the respect of my peers, the acknowledgement of my peers, the acknowledgement from other players. And so I don't think there's no greater reward than that. You know what I mean? To be able to walk in the room and dudes like, yo, he dope. You know what I mean? And dudes that you admire, you know what I mean? The greats, guys who came before you, guys who came after you. So it's like, you can be in a room in the middle of your peers and you're a one-on-one, and people respect you that way. That's kind of like the ultimate reward.
Do you think mentorship is something really important in sports?
Absolutely. I mean, it happens all the time. Rookie and the vet. Rookie comes to the team, find the right vet, and you see, like, a lot of times torches being passed. You know what I mean? Players get better. So, mentorship is huge.
And looking back, my favorite question: what is the best dunk you've had of all time, in your opinion?
I don't know.
No, you gotta give me
everybody
one.
always asks that. I mean, obviously, people say like the Karolinko dunk. So I would have to say that's probably like my favorite. And then the Kevin Garnett dunk was pretty fun because that was like the first time I dunked on a big dude in the league, and it was KG. So I say Karolinko, KG.
It's kind of a flex.
Either order.
This next segment is called the Austin Awards, and it's one of my favorites because, of course, it has my name in it. I'm going to give you your past playoff opponents, and you have to give me back the ranking of which ones were the toughest in order. So, D. Wade, Allen Iverson, or Jason Kidd / T-Mac?
I mean, we lost to AI, we lost to Jason Kidd, we lost to D. Wade.
Well, that's why they're there.
I mean, I can't rank them because you can't, it's like you ranking a player versus a team, you know what I mean? And so, like, we got beat by the team, and they were all, like, great teams. Jason Kidd had a great team in New Jersey with Kmart, I think Kittles, Van Horn. They got us, and he was killing. Iverson, of course, they put us out Game 6. He put us out our rookie year, too. I came off the bench, so.
Yeah, mistake.
I told my coach if I would have started, it would have been a different story. And then D Wade and Miami, we went 7 games. With Tim Floyd, I got hurt in Game 7, but D Wade had a great series. So, all those dudes are legends. You know what I mean? And then T-Mac, me and T-Mac had a battle in the playoffs, and T-Mac was tough. I think that was a series where we both hurt our back. That was like the back hurting era in the playoffs. But there's no way you can rank those guys, and and then not also give credit to their teammates because they were all they just made life difficult.
Absolutely. When I posted you were coming on, I like to gather 2 questions from the fans. In particular, David Spencer asked, "How did you get such a well and accomplished guest?" So
shout out to Reed.
Shout out to Reed. Shout out to David Spencer.
Yeah,
and
shout out to David Spencer. David Spencer, LA legend, one of the best connectors, hosts, events, marketing people, you name it. That's my dog.
You have to share the LA hero title with David?
Yeah, no, he got his own. He is own hero to a lot of people. He put a lot of people on, a lot of people in the game, and we kind of grew up in the same era, so it's always dope to see your peers. You know what I mean? Just kind of like keep going and keep going. And so David is one of those dudes that I do business with, but he's a machine.
This is the Hoop Chats PSA. Be a good person. You'll get what you give. Rule of life. So, now on a serious note, Mike Arnold wants to know, what type of foundation did Crossroads provide you with that assisted your overall growth?
I think for me, Crossroads was an opportunity for me to get out the hood and to see different people and to learn different people and to learn different cultures. I mean, there is an invisible line and barrier in LA to access to wealth, access to knowledge, access to opportunity, and so because I had this opportunity, I think Crossroads gave me the palette, you know what I mean, to really or the canvas to add all these different people and collages of people and learn all these different people. And so, in a small capacity, and then allow me to figure out who I was, what I wanted to represent, and who I wanted to be, in that community. So Crossroads really taught me about what community is, what culture means, and, how do people define their culture, right? And so coming up in a school like that, I just, from a kid from South Central, it was like my growth trajectory was, for learning other people and even learning myself and learning about, you know, what it means to be, you know, a black kid in America, a black man in America, right? All that was kind of like learned and I grew from, you know, knowing just being in South Central or knowing just being in the hood or just, you know, just kind of like living in my environment and letting that consume me. You know what I mean? I think it just gave me an opportunity to just be curious.
Do you think we're doing enough? Because to hear a story like yours is so inspiring, and I have to think, how can we?
We just gotta keep trying. We gotta keep trying. I think we gotta demand more. I think we have to demand more of ourselves, right? It's like, you know, what is success? What is real success? What is making it out? Do you really want to make it out? Like, you know, or do you want to go back? Like, you know, how do we shop different? How do we think different? How do we include different? You know what I mean? How do we support different, right? And so all that makes sense when you think about, like, what's our responsibility in media? What's our responsibility to basketball? And it's like, you know, a lot of these guys are extremely smart and are doing really great things and really pushing their agenda and their narrative by going back to their communities and, you know, trying to do things and build things. And so I think people need to just start looking at athletes a little bit different. And, you know, because they admire us on the court for our leadership and our skills and all that. And so I think they need to start thinking about that when they see us off the court and, you know, the things and the narratives that we're pushing.
Wow, that was deep. I like that.
Thank you.
Before you go, I like to play a game with my guests, and I'm totally putting you on the spot here.
Start, bench, cut.
Teams you played for.
I probably cut the Clipper team I played for. I don't know. That's tough.
It is tough. That's kind of the point.
Yeah. But I played for more teams than you can start, bench, or cut.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have to narrow it down.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say I had a great time in Charlotte. Obviously, Golden State, that was my squad.
Yeah.
But I do think, like, you know, I had a great time in Charlotte, too. You know
so
what I mean?
Starting Charlotte.
Yeah, I would say I would probably do that.
You never forget
Charlotte,
your first love.
Yeah, start Charlotte or even the New Orleans team was talented. Or start the Warriors. Bench, I would probably bench me and my time that I played probably in my first year or so, year at the Clippers. And then cut, I would just cut the Clipper coaches in the organization. Back then, they have a great organization now, but back then it was trash, so they can all be cut.
Baron, thank you so much. I know you have a crazy day ahead of you, so I'm going to let you run. But thank you for joining the Hoop Chat, and it was so fun to have you on.
This was fun. Thank you.